the future of UK cities and towns. And it's not what you expect. Take a walk through almost any UK town or city today, and you'll notice something different. The old high street is changing. New apartments are replacing warehouses. Even how people move around, cycling more, working remotely, choosing greener options, is shifting rapidly. But where is it all heading? That's the big question. While the future of UK towns and cities is often discussed in terms of decline or modernisation, the truth is far more complex and far more surprising. From new ways of living to unexpected growth in overlooked places, the future unfolding before us might not look anything like the past. A 15-minute life? The urban planning revolution? A growing number of towns and cities in the UK are exploring the concept of the 15-minute city. The idea is that everything people need, shops, schools, workplaces, parks, should be within a 15-minute walk or cycle from their home. It's a concept gaining traction in places like Oxford, Bristol, and several London boroughs. Planners are rethinking how neighbourhoods work, prioritising local living, smaller hubs, and better connectivity. For residents, this could mean less time commuting, less traffic congestion, and a stronger community atmosphere. But adopting this idea isn't as simple as redrawing a few maps. It means reimagining streets, transportation systems, public services, and housing in a completely different way. Still, the potential benefits, healthier lifestyles, lower emissions, and more vibrant neighbourhoods have caught the attention of urban leaders across the country. High streets, decline or reinvention? There's no doubt the traditional British high street has been struggling. Empty units, reduced footfall, and the dominance of online shopping have all taken their toll. But that's not the end of the story. Rather than fight the inevitable decline of large chain retailers, many towns are embracing change. High streets are being transformed into mixed-use spaces, blending housing, small independent businesses, pop-up markets, and community venues. Places like Stockton-on-Tees and Doncaster are even removing some shopping areas altogether to create green public squares and social hubs. This isn't about trying to revive the past. It's about adapting to a new future, one where the high street becomes a place to meet, eat, work, and live, not just shop. Digital gaps are creating two futures. Technology is shaping the future of cities and towns, but not evenly. Major urban centres like Manchester and Edinburgh are racing ahead, becoming tech hubs filled with co-working spaces, digital businesses, and smart infrastructure. In these areas, things like high-speed internet, contactless services, and app-based transport are already standard. Meanwhile, smaller towns and rural communities often struggle with slower internet, limited access to tech training, and fewer job opportunities in digital sectors. This divide is becoming one of the most important factors in whether a place thrives or falls behind in the next decade. Addressing this gap isn't just about faster broadband, it's about giving people in every postcode the tools and opportunities to participate in the new economy. Regeneration that listens to locals. Regeneration has become a buzzword in UK town planning, but not all regeneration is the same. When it's done without local input, it can feel top-down and disruptive, but when it's shaped by residents, it often leads to stronger outcomes, neighbourhoods that feel authentic, welcoming, and inclusive. In places like Liverpool's Baltic Triangle and Sheffield's Kelham Island, regeneration projects have managed to create new jobs, preserve local character, and support arts and culture. It's a sign that urban renewal doesn't have to erase the past. It can build on it thoughtfully. Across the country, towns are trying to walk this line carefully. The future lies in learning from what's worked and avoiding what hasn't. Why towns are bouncing back. For a long time, big cities were seen as the ultimate destination for careers, culture, and convenience. But that mindset is changing. Remote work has allowed many people to live where they want, not just where jobs are. This shift has breathed new life into smaller towns like Frome, Totnes, and St Ives. These places offer a slower pace of life, strong communities, and better access to nature, while still staying digitally connected to the wider world. But growing popularity brings growing pressure. Schools, roads, and housing markets in smaller towns are feeling the impact. Managing that growth responsibly is key. Still, for many areas that have struggled for years, this return of working professionals and young families offers a rare second chance. The rebirth of local community. In an age of online everything, there's been a surprising resurgence in local living. People are joining gardening clubs, setting up neighbourhood watch groups, and attending community-run events. Shared spaces like libraries, repair cafes, and local markets are drawing people together in ways we haven't seen in decades. Whether it's driven by remote work, post-pandemic values, or just a desire for more connection, this trend shows no sign of slowing down. As towns and cities change physically, their social fabric is also evolving towards something more personal and community-focused. And in many ways, that may be the most meaningful change of all. Climate adaptation is now a local priority. Flooding, heat waves, and unpredictable weather are no longer future possibilities. They're already here. That's why UK cities and towns are taking climate adaptation seriously. From the installation of flood defences in Hull and Thames Valley to green roofs in London and tree planting schemes in Manchester, local authorities are designing places to cope with new environmental challenges. More than just protection, these efforts also improve everyday life. More green spaces mean better air quality, cooler summers, and more inviting public areas. It's a rare example of a crisis creating opportunities to build healthier, happier environments. And it's something nearly every town, no matter its size, is now working to address. A fresh look at housing. One of the greatest challenges facing future development in the UK is housing. Demand continues to outstrip supply, and affordability remains an issue for many, particularly in urban areas. But the conversation around housing is changing. It's not just about building more, it's about building better. That means designing homes that are energy efficient, affordable, and fit into existing communities without overwhelming them. York is experimenting with modular housing that's quicker to build. Bristol is using community land trusts to develop projects guided by local residents. In Scotland, new planning rules are encouraging developments with greener, more sustainable features. There's still a long way to go, but towns and cities are beginning to see housing not as a separate issue, but as something that must integrate with transport, schools, green space, and jobs to create thriving places. Surprising places leading the way. When people think about urban innovation, they often picture London, Manchester, or Edinburgh. But some of the most exciting changes are happening in smaller towns. Barrow-in-Furness, for instance, is developing a new identity based on green energy and engineering. Newport in South Wales is becoming a centre for digital industries and creative businesses. Even Londonderry in Northern Ireland is turning heads with a strong arts scene and increasing tourism. These towns are showing that transformation isn't limited to the biggest postcodes. With ambition, investment, and community support, any town can carve out a new path and even lead by example. It's a reminder that the UK's urban future will be more diverse than we might think, and less centralised than in decades past. Building for the people, not just the economy. At the heart of all these shifts is a quiet but powerful idea. Towns and cities are for people, not just for profits or prestige. It's about creating places where families can grow, workers can thrive, and communities can feel proud of where they live. In the past, planning was often driven by efficiency, zoning, or economic growth. Today, there's growing awareness that success isn't just measured in statistics. It's in the strength of local identity. the quality of public space, and the sense of belonging people feel. That's why many urban projects are now including walking paths, public art, small business grants, and mental health-friendly design principles. Because the most successful towns and cities of the future won't just be high-tech or high-rise, they'll be human-centred. Looking ahead with optimism. The future of UK cities and towns isn't a straight line. Some places will boom, others will struggle, but all of them are entering a period of change. These changes won't always be easy or predictable, but they also bring fresh opportunities to reimagine what communities can be, to build stronger local economies, to create spaces that serve everyone, not just a select few. What matters most is that we don't assume the future will look like the past, because in many corners of the UK, whether in sleepy market towns or old industrial hubs, something new is quietly taking shape. It's not flashy, it doesn't always make headlines, but it's happening, and it's worth paying attention to. The future of UK towns and cities won't be shaped by one big moment, but by thousands of small changes already in motion, from local shops to smarter planning, from climate efforts to digital revolutions. The transformation is real, and while it may surprise you, it might just be the future we've been waiting for. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.